Have you ever felt like time bends around you, that uncanny sensation when synchronicities line up, déjà vu strikes, and subtle nudges from the universe whisper your name? You are not here by accident. The very act of observing reality, your attention, your awareness is creating the world you live in. This is the observer effect in motion. Every thought, every glance, every feeling collapses probabilities, subtly shaping your personal timeline. And yet, most remain unaware, trapped in loops that repeat endlessly. But something inside you is stirring, a quiet a calling beyond ordinary perception. It is the universe signaling that your quantum key is awakening. You are being summoned to step into a reality where you are no longer a passive witness, but an active creator. Today, the cosmic arrival is not a metaphor. It is the beginning of your journey to break the observer loop and instantly shift your reality. The truth is simpler and more powerful than you think. Your awareness is not just a passive witness to reality. It is the key that unlocks it. Every glance, every thought, every intention carries quantum weight. This is the hidden key of consciousness, the subtle lever that can collapse probabilities and shift timelines. Most people live unaware, letting the observer loop dictate their days, repeating patterns that feel inevitable. But you, if you are reading this, are sensing something different. That inner spark, the feeling that there's more beyond the mundane, is the activation of your quantum key. It hums quietly within, waiting for your conscious attention to awaken it. When you focus your awareness intentionally, you are no longer at the mercy of random chance. You start to shape reality with precision, aligning your personal frequency with your desired timeline. This hidden key has always been inside you. It is not something you acquire, it is something you remember. And once you turn it, once you truly step into this awareness, the loop that has controlled your reality begins to dissolve, opening the door to shifts that are immediate, tangible, and irreversible. Now, the invitation is clear. It is time to step out of the shadows of the observer loop. You are being called to participate consciously in the creation of your reality. Every moment you remain unaware. The loop quietly repeats, recycling the same patterns, the same outcomes, the same illusions. But today, a subtle shift is possible. An awakening that begins with a single choice to observe yourself. Observing, this is your gateway to instant reality transformation. Feel it stirring inside that slight tension, that flicker of anticipation. It is the universe urging you to claim your power, to break free from repetition, and to align with your highest timeline. The door is open, but only you can walk through. Are you ready to leave the loops behind and witness reality bending to your conscious attention? Once you take this step, nothing will ever be the same. Have you ever felt like your life is running on repeat? The same challenges, the same mistakes, the same outcomes over and over again, as if you are trapped on a loop that never ends. This is the observer loop in action. Your mind unconsciously reinforces patterns, and your attention keeps collapsing the same probabilities, replaying familiar scenarios in endless cycles. Every thought, reaction, and expectation becomes a thread weaving the same tapestry of reality. It is not that you are failing. It is that the loop is invisible, silently shaping your days. You may notice déjà vu, recurring frustrations, or a nagging sense that nothing ever truly changes. Even your dreams may echo the same unresolved themes, a subtle mirror of your waking repetitions. Most people accept this as life because they have never learned how to break free. Yet, deep inside, there is a quiet knowing that something more is possible, a reality where your choices matter, where your awareness can truly shape the outcomes around you. Recognizing the loop is the first step toward liberation. Awareness itself begins to unravel the cycle. Once you notice the repetition, the patterns lose their grip, and a doorway opens, one that leads to conscious choice, intentional observation, and the possibility of instant shifts. You are not stuck forever. You are simply being called to see the loop before you step out of it and into the freedom of your highest timeline. The repetition of your reality doesn't just keep you stuck. It wears on your emotions, quietly eroding your sense of control. Frustration, irritation, and a subtle hopelessness begin to creep in, coloring every interaction and every decision. You might feel anxious about the future, yet powerless to change it. As if invisible strings are tugging you back into the same outcomes, no matter how hard you try. This is the emotional imprint of the observer loop. It feeds on attention and expectation, growing stronger the more you resist it. Often, the loop disguises itself as normal life, convincing you that this emotional strain is simply part of being human. But these feelings are not random, they are signals. They are the universe's way of nudging you to pay attention, to notice the patterns, to awaken to the possibility of conscious choice. The key is to recognize the frustration without judgment, to see it as a pointer rather than a prison. Every pang of irritation, every wave of disappointment is highlighting the areas where your observation has been passive, where your awareness has allowed repetition to dominate. Once you start feeling these emotions as guidance rather than condemnation, you gain the first real leverage over the loop. Awareness transforms frustration into clarity, and clarity becomes the doorway to shifting your reality in ways you never imagined. The emotional friction you've been experiencing is not a curse. It is the spark for your liberation. We all like to believe that we are in control of our lives, that our choices, actions, and decisions are shaping the reality around us. Yet, for most people, this sense of control is a comforting illusion. The observer loop quietly overrides your conscious decisions, guiding outcomes along familiar patterns without you even realizing it. You plan, you try, you act, but the same circumstances, challenges, and outcomes keep resurfacing. It's as if reality has a memory, replaying scenarios until your awareness finally awakens. The illusion of control keeps you invested in the loop, convincing you that you are the architect of your life, while the invisible quantum threads of habitual observation continue to dictate the probabilities. This is not a failure on your part. It is the natural consequence of being unaware of the observer effect. The fact that your consciousness is actively shaping reality. When your awareness is scattered, reactive, or unconscious, reality aligns with the patterns you have unconsciously reinforced over time. The good news is that once you recognize this illusion, you gain true freedom. The moment you consciously observe the loop itself, rather than being trapped within it, the probabilities begin to collapse in new ways. Your choices gain real power. You start to notice the hidden levers of reality, the subtle shifts, the synchronicities, the opportunities that were always present but invisible until now. Breaking free from the illusion of control is not about forcing outcomes. It is about observing yourself, reclaiming your attention, and stepping into the role of a conscious creator. The observer loop loses its hold the moment your awareness takes command, and with it comes the possibility to design your reality intentionally rather than reacting to the shadows of repetition. As you begin to awaken, the first signs often appear in subtle but undeniable ways. You might notice glitches in reality, moments that feel slightly off, yet impossibly precise. Déjà vu strikes, sometimes in rapid succession, leaving you with a strange sense of familiarity that cannot be explained. Small synchronicities begin to appear. You think of someone, and they call, or an answer seems to manifest before you even ask the question. These are not coincidences. They are markers of timeline, shifting. Your consciousness is starting to influence the probabilities around you, collapsing potential realities into experiences that align with your inner vibration. Dreams may become more vivid, almost cinematic, with messages or scenarios that resonate deeply upon waking. You may catch glimpses of alternate realities, moments where time feels elastic, bending around your perception. Even mundane events can carry an uncanny weight, as if the universe is responding to the frequency of your awareness. You might notice small miracles in your daily life, unexpected opportunities, chance meetings, or sudden insights that defy logic. These glitches are not random. They are quantum breadcrumbs, guiding you toward the recognition that reality is fluid, and your observation is the key to its flow. If you are noticing these shifts, take a moment to acknowledge them. They are the confirmation that your quantum key is activating. What once seemed like mundane repetition now reveals patterns, hidden signals, and the first taste of conscious creation. This is the awakening stage, where you begin to see the cracks in the old reality and sense the doorway to a timeline of your choosing. The glitches are calling, your awareness is rising, your intuition is sharpening, and the observer loop is starting to unravel. Beyond the glitches and synchronicities, there is a subtler, quieter sign that your quantum awakening is underway, inner knowing. This is not something you learn from books, teachers, or external authorities. It is a direct, intuitive sense, a whisper from your higher self that bypasses the rational mind. You just know things without explanation. A choice feels right before you act. A person's intentions are clear before words are spoken. Or a path unfolds before your eyes, as if guided by an invisible hand. At first, it can feel fleeting, easily dismissed as coincidence or imagination. But the more you trust it, the stronger it becomes. It is your quantum key speaking, guiding you through the cracks in the old reality, illuminating the paths where the loop no longer dictates your experience. This knowing carries clarity that cuts through confusion, fear, and doubt, showing you the hidden threads of possibility that were always present but previously invisible. Your body may react to this knowing as well: goosebumps, a subtle energy shift, or a sudden wave of certainty that defies logic. These sensations are markers of coherence, signaling that your consciousness is beginning to align with higher probabilities. The more you honor and act upon these intuitive nudges, the more powerful your reality becomes. You are no longer a passive observer. Your inner knowing is transforming you into a conscious creator. Each insight, each intuitive spark, is a step toward breaking the loop, collapsing probabilities, and stepping fully into the timeline of your highest potential. Trust it. Listen to it. Follow it. This is the voice of your awakened self, guiding you beyond repetition into infinite possibilities. As the glitches and inner knowing deepen, you begin to notice something extraordinary: the early activation of your quantum key. This is a subtle but unmistakable shift, a sense that reality itself is responding to your awareness in ways that were previously unimaginable. Small coincidences transform into meaningful patterns, repeated messages appear across different areas of your life, and intuition becomes a trusted guide, rather than a fleeting hint. These are the breadcrumbs of conscious creation, the markers that your observer loop is loosening its grip. You may also experience moments of direct knowing, where answers to questions or solutions to challenges arrive instantaneously, without conscious effort. Time may feel malleable, hours passing in the blink of an eye, events aligning with precision, or sudden clarity in situations that once seemed confusing. Even your interactions with others begin to carry a new resonance. Relationships, conversations, and opportunities seem to unfold in perfect synchronicity with your inner state. Physical sensations often accompany these shifts: a tingling energy in the body, a subtle lift in vibration, or a sudden wave of calm certainty. These are signs that your energy field is aligning with higher probabilities, that coherence is emerging within your consciousness. Each synchronicity, each intuitive hit, each moment of inexplicable clarity confirms that your quantum key is awake. You are entering the phase where intentional observation becomes the tool for transformation. By tuning into these signals, honoring your inner guidance, and consciously aligning with your awareness, you step fully into the first stage of deliberate reality creation. The loop that once controlled your existence is dissolving, revealing the infinite possibilities that await your next move. Breaking free from the observer loop requires more than understanding the mechanics of reality. It requires surrender. Not a surrender of power, but a surrender of the ego's illusions. The ego thrives on control, certainty, and repetition. It convinces you that you are separate, that reality is fixed, and that outcomes are dictated by circumstance rather than consciousness. Yet, every time you cling to the familiar, you reinforce the loop, cycling through the same patterns, the same frustrations, the same limitations. Awakening begins when you recognize this truth and consciously choose to release it. Surrender does not mean passivity. It means allowing your higher self to guide observation, trusting the flow of probability to respond to coherent awareness. When you let go of the ego's constant need to dictate, reality becomes a mirror of your inner alignment. The observer loop starts to unravel, and outcomes that once seemed impossible manifest with ease. Your attention, free from resistance, begins to collapse probabilities in favor of your highest potential. Awakening is first felt as subtle, shifts a quiet certainty in decision-making, a deep inner knowing, a sense that the universe is conspiring for your highest good. These shifts grow stronger as surrender deepens. Patterns that once held you captive, relationship dynamics, career frustrations, recurring fears begin to dissolve, replaced by a fluidity of experience that feels effortless. You may notice moments of clarity where solutions appear before the problem fully forms, synchronicities that defy logic, or interactions that perfectly align with your inner state. You may even feel energy moving through your body, a tingling, a warmth, or a vibration signaling alignment with higher frequencies. You realize that control was never truly in the ego's hands. It has always resided in conscious, aligned awareness. The paradoxical power of awakening is that by letting go, you gain more than control. You gain co-creation. By surrendering the old, rigid self, you open the door to a reality that responds instantaneously to your coherent presence. The loop that trapped you is gone, and the world now bends around the awareness of your higher self. This is not just liberation, it is the birth of quantum embodiment, living proof that consciousness is the lever of reality, and surrender is the key that unlocks infinite possibilities. There is a hidden truth. Few ever realize the shift you are seeking has never been external. It has always existed within you. This is the hidden quantum shift, the moment when your consciousness aligns so coherently that reality begins to respond instantly to your awareness. While most people remain trapped in the observer loop, unknowingly reinforcing the same patterns, the awakened mind begins to perceive reality as malleable, fluid, and deeply responsive. The quantum shift is subtle, yet profound. It is the breaking of old cycles, the unraveling of repetition, and the opening of new possibilities that were always available, yet invisible until now. At first, the shift manifests quietly. You may notice synchronistic events, perfect timing in relationships, or subtle miracles appearing in your daily life. Déjà vu, repeated patterns, and small glitches are no longer anomalies. They are confirmation that your quantum key has been activated. The familiar broken record of your past experiences starts to dissolve, replaced by a dynamic flow where every thought, observation, and intention begins to influence your reality. Your awareness becomes a tool of creation, collapsing probabilities into experiences that reflect your highest potential. What makes this shift truly hidden is its internal, instantaneous, and deeply personal nature. You do not wait for the world to change. Instead, your inner coherence triggers changes in the outer reality. A subtle adjustment of focus, a shift in belief, or a moment of deep clarity can create cascading effects, realigning relationships, opportunities, and experiences to mirror your inner state. The doubts, fears, and limitations that once anchored you dissolve, replaced by a sense of freedom, clarity, and possibility. This shift is also a revelation of responsibility. Your consciousness carries weight, shaping the probabilities of every situation, every interaction, every choice. Once activated, the observer loop can no longer dominate. Your reality becomes co-created, responsive, and aligned with your highest vibration. Each thought, feeling, and observation becomes a lever of change, collapsing old probabilities and opening doors to entirely new timelines. The hidden quantum shift is, ultimately, a profound awakening. It reveals that reality is not happening to you, it is responding to you. This is the moment when you realize that you are not a victim of circumstance but an active creator of your life. The loop that once trapped you is gone. Infinite possibilities are now within reach, waiting for your conscious alignment. This is the power of the quantum shift, subtle, hidden, yet utterly transformative, offering instantaneous, irreversible, and life-altering change to anyone willing to awaken and claim it. Awareness alone is the spark, but embodiment is the fire. To truly break the observer loop and shift your reality, You must integrate consciousness into every layer of your being, thoughts, emotions, and actions alike. This is the essence of quantum embodiment, aligning your inner state with your highest timeline and allowing reality to respond instantly to that alignment. Understanding is not enough. You must live it, breathe it, and move through the world with coherence, consistently. The first principle of quantum embodiment is letting go. Let go of resistance, fear, and attachment to old outcomes. The ego thrives on repetition, holding you to patterns that keep the loop alive. Surrender is not weakness, it is strategic alignment. When you release the grip of expectation, your consciousness expands, and probabilities realign to reflect the potential you truly desire. This is the hidden power of surrender. By loosening the ego's control, you create space for higher probabilities to manifest effortlessly. The second principle is coherence. Your inner state, your thoughts, emotions, and energy must resonate in harmony with the reality you wish to experience. Incoherence produces loops and repetition. Coherence collapses probabilities in your favor. Think of your consciousness as a tuning fork. When your vibration matches the frequency of your desired timeline, reality responds naturally. Every observation, intention, and decision becomes a tool for shaping outcomes. Coherence is not occasional. It must be cultivated continuously, moment by moment, as your default mode of being. The third principle is embodiment itself. It is not enough to understand or visualize your highest timeline. You must inhabit it fully, speak, act, and feel as if you are already living the reality you desire. Embodiment anchors your consciousness in the present moment, amplifying the quantum effect. It is the bridge between insight and manifestation, turning abstract understanding into tangible experience. Finally, remember that aligned action is essential. Quantum embodiment is not passive meditation alone. It is conscious movement in harmony with your highest self. Each intentional step, each coherent thought, each aligned action reinforces the collapse of probabilities toward your chosen reality. The observer loop loses its grip as you embody these principles. For the first time, reality bends instantaneously to your conscious attention, proving that your awareness is the ultimate lever of creation. The principles of quantum embodiment are powerful, but they come to life only when integrated into your daily routine. Awareness practices and rituals are the bridge between understanding and real transformation. They anchor your consciousness, collapse probabilities, and begin to dissolve the observer loop in practical, tangible ways. Start your day with intentional observation. Before engaging with the world, take a few moments to focus inward. Notice your thoughts, emotions, and energy without judgment. This is your observer moment, a chance to consciously direct attention rather than letting habitual loops dictate your experience. Simply acknowledging the patterns of your mind begins to weaken the loop's grip. Next, implement alignment rituals. These can be simple: a declaration, a focused breathing exercise, or visualizing your desired timeline as if it is already happening. Speak aloud affirmations like "I am coherent with my highest timeline," or "I observe, I create, I align." Repetition is key. Each declaration reinforces your conscious frequency and strengthens your ability to collapse probabilities toward your desired reality. Even a brief 5-minute daily ritual can generate profound cumulative effects on your consciousness over time. Incorporate embodied actions throughout your day. Act in ways that reflect your highest self, even in small decisions. Choose responses, interactions, and behaviors that align with the reality you wish to experience. Embodiment turns abstract awareness into concrete creation. Every aligned action sends a ripple through your personal field, signaling to reality that your consciousness is now coherent, awake, and intentional. Finally, end your day with reflective integration. Review the day's events and notice synchronicities, glitches, or moments of clarity. Celebrate small shifts and insights. Journaling your observations strengthens your awareness and enhances coherence. Over time, these practices cultivate an automatic state of quantum alignment, where your observer loop is no longer running unconsciously, but every moment becomes a conscious choice. These rituals are not just exercises, they are quantum tools, transforming your inner state and your outer reality simultaneously. By practicing awareness consistently, you claim control over your attention, embody coherence, and activate the hidden quantum key within. The loop that once dominated your reality now becomes a playground for conscious creation, and your life begins to reflect the infinite possibilities of your highest self. Each intentional step, each moment of presence, compounds the effect, accelerating your quantum shift beyond anything you previously imagined. Once you have established awareness and daily rituals, the next step in quantum embodiment is mastering frequency alignment. Your reality is a reflection of your vibrational state. Every thought, emotion, and intention carries a frequency that interacts with the field of possibilities around you. When your internal state resonates with the frequency of your desired timeline, reality begins to mirror that alignment. Misalignment, even subtle, produces repetition, friction, and the persistence of old patterns. Frequency alignment is the key to breaking free completely. Start by tuning into your emotional and energetic state. Ask yourself, does this thought, feeling, or action align with the reality I wish to experience? Notice moments of dissonance, fear, doubt, or hesitation. These are signals from the loop, highlighting where your attention is still unconsciously reinforcing old timelines. Shift your focus intentionally. Breathe, visualize, or declare alignment. I am vibrating at the frequency of my highest timeline. I am coherent, awake, and in flow. Repetition of this alignment amplifies coherence in your personal field. This practice naturally leads to quantum jumping, the conscious movement between timelines. As your frequency stabilizes in coherence with your highest self, you begin to access possibilities that were previously inaccessible. Minor shifts in attention, thought, or action can instantly collapse probabilities, transporting you to new outcomes and experiences. Quantum jumping is not about escaping reality. It is about consciously navigating it, selecting the probability you wish to inhabit with precision. Practical application can be as simple as choosing your emotional response to a challenging situation, focusing on the version of yourself who handles it with clarity and calm. Small, intentional steps create ripple effects across your reality. Each jump strengthens your ability to sustain coherence, accelerating transformation and reinforcing your conscious creation. Frequency alignment and quantum jumping together complete the process of active quantum embodiment. Your thoughts, emotions, and actions now operate in harmony, collapsing probabilities toward your desired outcomes. The observer loop loses its power entirely, and your reality begins to shift instantly in response to your conscious attention. This is the full expression of empowerment, the ability to navigate, shape, and inhabit the timelines of your choosing. The transformation you experience is never isolated. Every conscious shift you make ripples outward, touching the collective field in ways you may not immediately see. This is the principle of morphic resonance, the idea that the coherence of one consciousness can influence patterns in the wider field of humanity. Your personal awakening is not just about altering your own reality. It becomes a beacon, a frequency template that others unconsciously align with. When you break the observer loop and embody coherence, your energy resonates through the field, subtly guiding and inspiring those around you. Small actions, even private moments of alignment, carry consequences beyond the self. A decision made from clarity and purpose sends vibrations into the collective consciousness, reinforcing the possibility of higher awareness in others. Each thought, emotion, and intention becomes a thread in a larger tapestry, connecting personal growth to the evolution of the collective. This ripple effect explains why some individuals seem to accelerate collective change. Their personal quantum shifts influence not just their timeline, but the probabilities of those around them. Morphic resonance amplifies coherent states, creating a network effect where alignment spreads faster than any deliberate effort. By consciously maintaining coherence and embodying your highest self, you are not only shaping your reality, you are contributing to the awakening of humanity itself. The personal shift, therefore, is the first step toward a broader evolutionary impact. Every act of conscious observation, every declaration, every aligned action extends beyond your own timeline, subtly elevating the frequency of the collective field. This is the unseen power of quantum embodiment. Your awakening is a catalyst, a ripple that grows into waves, influencing the global consciousness and accelerating the evolution of awareness across humanity. Your personal quantum shift is not confined to yourself. It is part of a vast, interconnected web of awakened consciousness. This is what we call awakening networks, a collective network of minds and fields that are subtly, yet profoundly, influencing each other. Every coherent individual acts like a node, sending ripples of awareness through this invisible web. The more aligned and coherent you are, the stronger the resonance you emit, accelerating the spread of awakening around you. When you embody your highest self and consistently collapse probabilities toward your desired reality, you naturally attract others who are on similar frequencies. These connections are not random. They are part of a morphic resonance network, where alignment and coherence amplify each other. Small acts of conscious presence, intentional words, or moments of clarity can inspire ripple effects, nudging others toward greater awareness. Each awakened individual contributes to a larger field, reinforcing the possibility of transformation across communities, cultures, and even generations. Awakening networks work through subtle, invisible signals. You may notice people responding differently to you, ideas synchronizing across groups, or collective patterns emerging that seem magically aligned. These are manifestations of a shared quantum field, adjusting in response to multiple coherent observers. Every personal shift strengthens the network, creating a cumulative effect where the collective consciousness rises in resonance with the highest potentials. Understanding the power of these networks encourages responsibility and intentionality. Your shift is not isolated. Your coherence contributes to a broader evolutionary wave. By maintaining alignment, embodying your highest self, and consciously participating in the collective field, you help accelerate awakening not only in your own life, but in the lives of countless others. Your personal transformation becomes a beacon, lighting paths and expanding consciousness across the network, revealing the extraordinary truth you are part of something far greater than yourself. A living catalyst in the evolution of humanity's awareness. The ultimate expression of awakening is the recognition that your transformation is not solely for personal gain. It is for the collective. Contribution beyond self means acting in ways that amplify coherence and consciousness in the world around you. Every intentional thought, every aligned action, every moment of presence becomes part of a larger quantum field, influencing probabilities not just for yourself but for humanity as a whole. When you act from your highest self, you naturally inspire others. Your decisions, integrity, and clarity serve as a frequency template, subtly guiding those around you toward higher alignment. Small acts helping a colleague, sharing wisdom, or simply embodying calm and clarity in chaotic environments resonate far beyond the immediate moment. Morphic resonance ensures that these coherent patterns ripple outward, reinforcing possibilities for others to awaken. Contribution beyond self also involves conscious participation in communities and networks of awakening. Collaborating, sharing insight, and supporting collective alignment multiplies the impact of individual coherence. Each person who steps into their highest frequency strengthens the field, accelerating the evolution of consciousness on a global scale. Your personal shift becomes a node in a living web, a catalyst for change that expands exponentially. This awareness transforms the way you approach life. You no longer see personal growth as isolated. You see it as a responsibility and a gift. Every choice you make, every thought you focus on, every action you take contributes to the expansion of collective consciousness. By living in alignment with your highest self, you do more than shift your own reality. You help shape the future of humanity itself. You create a network of awakened minds, ready to manifest the highest possibilities. As we reach the final stage of this journey, it's time to reflect on the hidden key that has been guiding you all along. The observer loop, the patterns that repeated endlessly, the limitations that once felt unbreakable. They were never permanent. Every step of awareness, every moment of coherence, Every act of embodiment has been unlocking a reality that was always waiting for you. The hidden key is simple, yet profound. Your conscious attention shapes reality. Every thought, every feeling, every focus collapses probabilities, bending timelines in alignment with your highest potential. You have seen how recognition of glitches, inner knowing, and early signs of quantum activation serve as signals that your quantum key is already active. You have learned to reframe the hidden truth, understanding the observer effect, surrendering the ego, and embodying coherence in your daily life. Through awareness practices, declarations, and frequency alignment, you have begun to collapse probabilities consciously, creating shifts that are immediate, tangible, and irreversible. Your personal shift does not exist in isolation. The coherence you embody ripples outward, influencing the collective field through morphic resonance and awakening networks. Every aligned action you take contributes to the evolution of consciousness in humanity itself. The loops that once constrained you are gone, replaced by a dynamic flow where reality responds to your presence. The key is now in your hands. You are no longer a passive observer of life. You are the conscious creator of your reality. Recognize the immense power you hold, and honor the responsibility that comes with it. The hidden key has always been inside you, waiting for activation, and through your awareness, embodiment, and alignment, you have turned it. Now is the moment to step fully into your new reality. The observer loop is broken. Your consciousness is coherent, and your highest timeline is open and available. The quantum key you have activated is no longer dormant. It is alive, pulsating with infinite possibility, ready to collapse probabilities in alignment with your intentions. This is your declaration, a conscious, deliberate statement of your empowered existence. Say it aloud, write it down, or hold it deeply in your awareness. I am coherent with my highest timeline. I collapse probabilities consciously. I am free from repetition, and my reality bends to the alignment of my consciousness. This declaration is not just words, it is an act of quantum creation. With each repetition, with each embodied moment of belief, you strengthen the coherence of your field, making your shift irreversible. Feel the ripple through your being. Your thoughts, emotions, and actions are now aligned with the reality you choose. No old loops, fears, or limiting patterns can hold you back. Every choice you make is an intentional act of creation. The world responds to your attention, bending and shifting to reflect the frequency of your highest self. Your declaration also serves as a beacon for others. Through morphic resonance and awakening networks, your coherent presence ripples outward, inspiring and uplifting the collective consciousness. By stating and embodying this reality, you contribute not only to your personal evolution but to the evolution of humanity itself. Take a deep breath and commit fully. I am coherent, awake, and aligned with my highest timeline. My shift is irreversible. I create consciously, intentionally, and joyfully. Comment your déclaration? Feel it in your body, and let the world witness the activation of your quantum key. You are no longer a passive observer. You are the conscious creator of your life, and nothing will ever be the same again. As you stand at the threshold of your transformed reality, remember this: you did not find this content by accident. Every glitch you have noticed, every moment of inner knowing, every synchronicity was a signal, a call from the universe guiding you to this very moment. The observer loop that once trapped you is broken. The probabilities that once seemed fixed are now pliable, responding to your conscious attention. You are awake, coherent, and aligned with your highest self. Embrace the full power of this transformation. Your reality is no longer a passive experience. It is a living reflection of your inner state. Each thought, feeling, and action carries weight, collapsing probabilities in real time. You are not limited by old patterns, doubts, or fears. Your consciousness is the lever, your awareness, the catalyst, and your alignment, the key to instant, irreversible change. Every day you embody this truth, the shift strengthens, solidifying your access to timelines of your choosing. Remember also that your shift does not exist in isolation. through morphic resonance. Your coherence ripples outward, inspiring others, influencing the collective field, and contributing to humanity's awakening. Your personal evolution becomes a beacon, demonstrating that the highest frequencies of consciousness are not theoretical. They are lived, practiced, and shared. Take a moment now to anchor this truth. Declare it, embody it. Feel it resonate through your body and energy field. I am awake. I am coherent. I am aligned with my highest timeline. My shift is irreversible. Let this declaration be a ritual, a daily reminder, and a commitment to conscious creation. You are no longer a passive observer of reality. You are a conscious creator. The loops of repetition are gone, replaced by infinite possibilities responding to your alignment. Step forward into your new timeline with confidence, clarity, and joy. Your reality has changed. Your consciousness has expanded, and your shift is permanent. You have arrived,